So making sure you have strong profits leads to this principle. And again, you have heard this, you've seen this, but 99% of the people I know don't do this. And here it is. Rich business people tend to offer higher ticket items. Higher ticket items. Poor business people tend to offer low ticket items. What do I mean by ticket? The sales price. Yes or yes? Poor people often think that if an item is cheap enough, they'll sell millions of it. There's two problems with this thinking. Would you like to know what they are? Number one, economies of scale and buying power mean that the price niche is usually taken by the biggest companies in the world. It is very hard for you to compete on price with AT&T and Walmart and the like. Very hard, okay? Or the McDonald's of the world. I'll give you an example. One of the businesses that's actually booming right now, anything that is a higher ticket but a low amount. Hamburgers. Hamburgers are booming. Booming. You go, really? Yeah. The number one franchise in the world right now is a new burger place that's come out. It's called Five Guys. And there's 120 of them now. They're going to open in the next 3 years, I think, 1,400 new stores. Okay? But what's the price of their burgers? $10. Okay? Now, here's the thing. It's a big, beautiful burger. There's another burger place right around where I live called Blue Burger. The burgers run from $10 to $15, and the Kobe burger runs $21. You can't even get in the place, all right? Now, I'm not huge. There are salmon burgers. There's all kinds of burgers, okay? So there's all kinds of things that they have. Lots of variety. But the point is this. The point is they're not competing with who? They're not competing with McDonald's. You can't compete with McDonald's. Don't try to compete with McDonald's. See, Walmart can lose money for 3 straight years and the CEO will get a big raise. You won't. You have to compete where they're not. In a small niche and specialty and exclusive products and services that allow you to charge more. Second problem, do you know what it costs to sell millions of anything? Do you know what kind of infrastructure you have to sell millions of anything? It's huge. So instead of trying to sell millions of something cheap, you're better off selling hundreds, or if you're lucky, thousands of a higher ticket item that's much more profitable. It's simple arithmetic. If you deal in larger numbers, usually larger numbers end up in your pocket. Do you understand what I just said? I'll give you an example from one of our courses. We had a speaker, and this is where I really got it myself, because I was kind of in that realm. I'm thinking, if the courses are really cheap, if we have $99 courses and, the big ones cost $395, I said, the more people are going to come, yada, yada, yada. But my business was suffering, all right? And I did this program with several speakers, and I had a woman by the name of Ann Gillies from Texas. She was great. And she came to the program, and she actually offered and sold 150 of her books. And the books actually were $20. So what's 150 times 20? Who can tell me? $3,000. She was thrilled. She was thrilled, okay? So happy. Robert Allen came to the exact same program with the exact same audience. He also offered a course for sale, and he also sold 150 of them. The only distinction was his wasn't $20. His was $5,000. She walked away with $3,000. He walked away with $750,000. Both were happy. One was happy and broke, one was happy and rich. And I really looked at that and I went, oh my God, look at that. I cannot believe they actually paid $5,000. It was all in the way it was offered. Yes or yes? And the value that was there. So one of them, they both sold 150 units of something. One of them makes a living, one of them makes a fortune. What does Donald Trump deal in? $100,000 properties or $100 million properties? And you know what he says? He says it's exactly the same deal with exactly the same amount of time. The only difference is the zeros on the end of the numbers. And there's no other difference. And when I first heard that, I go, yeah, that's a bunch of crap. Now, I totally believe that. I totally believe that. I'm sold on that. It takes as much time to sell a $100,000 house as a $5 million house. Of course, in this economy, things have changed unless you have the right buyer. And unless the $5 million is actually a very good deal. In Hawaii, where I live, $5 million for a house, there'll be a lineup outside. You won't see it. Okay. Now, so what does this mean for you? The idea here is that you want to have the best of both worlds if at all possible here. Now, how does that work? Okay. You want to be able to sell a high ticket and high volume if possible. You're saying, well, Harv, I don't really have a high ticket item. You have to have one. You have to have more than one. My daughter, perfect example. She's a painter now, so a lot of her paintings go in the $300, $200, $100 range. She learned this lesson. She now is painting paintings, some paintings, that go for $3,000, $4,000, and $5,000. What's the difference? Nothing. Nothing. There's no difference. They're just priced differently. And you know what? She's getting more interest on those than the smaller ones. They're on a bigger canvas, yada, yada, yada. I'm not saying not to give the value. You have to give the value. Can I give you a secret? You want a secret? Yes. Start with the number first. And then say, what could I offer in my business? What are other people offering at this price? What could I offer at this price? Or what package, amalgamated package, could I create for this price? Now, you can have higher ticket items, listen closely, this is for this economy now, as primary product or additional offerings. So in addition to what you're doing, you have some higher ticket items there, yes or yes, that you market heavily, especially on the back end, especially on upselling. There are people in this business, just so you know, in the training business who really don't care too much about what happens in their room. I'm giving you a secret. Want the secret? Yes. The sales that are made in their room are minimal. They don't really care about that. What happens is after people get home, they get a phone call by a very professional telemarketing person who sells them coaching services that run anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 to $20,000 for 1 to 3 to 6 months. All the money is there. All the money's there. We don't really do it like that. We don't really believe in that. If we did it, it would be huge value for, but that's where the money is for a lot of these folks. They understand it. Yes or yes? Now, so you can have higher ticket items as your primary product or additional offerings. And in this case, you lead them in with lower ticket and then offer higher ticket on the back end. So, higher ticket is what you have to have. Say, I have to have higher ticket items. Okay, raise your hand if right now you know you could use a couple more of these items in your business. Okay. Raise your hand if right now you know you could not just use it, you must create this situation for yourself. Now, if the best situation, however, is to start with a low ticket situation and then from there lead them to a higher ticket. So you need to have both. Say, I need to have both. I need to have a draw and I need to have an upsell. Got it? In this economy, just having million-dollar yachts may not be the smartest idea. You've got to get the people in with something that is semi-workable for today's economic times. Yes? And then have that for them to be able to purchase. Okay. So, I'm going to share something with you. Oh yeah, by the way, just as a quick example, there's a restaurant that was going broke. A consultant came in, nothing happened. A marketing person came in, an advertising agency, nothing happened. They got up, a person bought the company. A person who bought the company was a wealthy entrepreneur. It was a restaurant. They changed it from mostly food to a stand-up bar in New York, a stand-up bar, and it became more of a hangout type of place. And the reason it became a hangout is because it became a very, very popular martini bar. Actually, in fact, they only offered martinis. Only martinis. And they offered martinis anywhere from $14 to $100. And the most popular martini they have is their $100 martinis. Okay? Guess what? Profits are through the roof. Of course. There is a place in New York called the Algonquin Hotel. And you can purchase a drink. Forget the name exactly. You can probably look it up. It's a drink. One drink. $10,000. And they're lined up. Thank you. The epitome. The epitome. You think everyone's broke now. Trust me, they're not. People are just being a little bit more tight with how they spend their money. It's a little smarter now. Yes or yes? But people still have money. People still want to enjoy their life. People aren't going to just go under a rock. Profits through the roof. As soon as here's one of the beautiful reasons. Say, Harv, give me the secret. You're going to love this. The beautiful part, this is a secret. Oh my God, this is such a gorilla secret. The beautiful part about having the higher ticket offerings in your business is that they make everything else in your business look cheap now. You understand the psychology? Not only will people purchase those and you'll have higher profits, but everything, all your regular stuff will now look cheap. See, I just said I'm going to offer you a $50,000 program. Well, then what does 2,000 lousy dollars mean now? These are a joke. I'll take 10 of these. I could take 10 of these for what I could pay for one of those. I'll take all 10. Yes or yes? Does this make any sense whatsoever? Give somebody a high five and say, this makes sense to me. Now, this is a rule of thumb from, guess what? Not guerrilla business people. From accountants. Research shows the fastest way to double profit is to increase your average transaction dollar amount. The fastest way to double your profits is to increase your average transaction dollar amount. So if your average transaction is $250, the easiest way to increase profits is to what? Increase that to 300, to 400. Understand? Same amount of work, same amount of overhead, increasing profit by increasing the average transaction price. Got it? Yes or yes? All right, so raise your hand, by the way, if you're in network marketing whatsoever, network marketing. Okay, quite a few of you. So everything pertains to you, but some a little bit more obvious than others. Give you an example of what I'm talking about with network marketing. You know how in network marketing very often, so the principle is they're very simple. Focus on your higher end offerings. Focus on those. The deluxe package. I'll give you an example. I know a gentleman in their network marketing business, they have, and goes for everybody here, they have auto ship. You know what auto ship is? Every month you get shipped X amount. And you can buy an auto ship package for $197, or